Good morning from the garden. Got good news and got bad news. Only one bit of bad news, the rest of it is good news. So I'm going to give you the bad news on this fine Friday morning. The bad news is I was working on my gagutsa this morning, and I was going to cut off some of the bad leaves at the bottom. And unfortunately, you can see right there, I inadvertently cut off the whole gagutsa plant after growing that far. So now, I now have one plant that destroyed, but luckily I have much more gagutsa left, so I'm in good shape. Now, the good news is that the harvest is going good. So I'm going to go over here and show you what I've gotten so far this week. There are nice tomatoes right there, all different varieties. And I picked some of the larger tomatoes earlier, and my sister-in-law fried some fried green tomatoes, and they were delicious. Next here are my squash. And I've gotten 4 squash, and there's a tomato that got in the way. There are 4 squash that I've gotten so far this year. And then this morning, I picked up on 4 eggplants, and they're finally done. So I'm going to figure out a way to cook them. I may roast them with the tomatoes. I may cook them with the tomato. I think I'm going to probably peel them and chop them up and cook those with the tomatoes and have that. And then these are the jalapenos. Now the jalapenos I'm going to use to make some hot pepper jelly with. And I'm going to add a touch of mint to it, so I have pepper jelly with mint added to it. And as you know already, I got a bountiful crop of mint. And there's the mint. So sometime today I'm going to pull some of that mint out, take the jelly, go to the store, buy some pectin, make sure I have plenty of sugar and vinegar. I don't know if I need vinegar or not. I know I need sugar and pectin. And I'll go ahead and make some peppermint, make some pepper jelly with mint. And you can see this is one garden bed, and it still has plenty of tomatoes in it. And the tomatoes haven't yet come to fruition yet. They're still green, but there are plenty of them. In addition to the other stuff I got, here are long cayenne peppers. And I'm gonna probably pickle those. And then next are 3 zucchini I got on my garden, and they're looking good. And then there is poblano peppers. 3 of those. I'm going to take the poblano peppers, I'm going to stuff them probably with a chorizo, maybe with a chorizo sausage and cream cheese mixed and wrap them in bacon. Or I may take a look and see if I can find some Mexican recipes, and I think they call for stuffing them and then deep frying them, which is probably what I'll do. Now right here, what you may see is may kind of seem kind of weird to you, is a bowl with marbles in it. I read somewhere that you put the bowl with the marbles in it, add water to it, and that it will attract pollinators because the bees have a place to sit and drink water. So it rained last night, so there's plenty of water in that. So hopefully it'll attract some bees, but they have been here and they have been doing their job. So at first it started off so they're doing good. I also think I need to start harvesting some of this Swiss chard, because there's plenty of it and it's getting big, so I need to harvest it. And speaking of things that I probably need to start harvesting, what grew here in my strawberry patch is some Malabar spinach. From seeds that I planted last year, it grew wild, and now it's growing up here among the strawberries. So I don't know whether I want to move it to another pot, which is what I think I'm going to do, so it can grow by itself and it won't impede the growth of the strawberries. And there's a little bitty bell pepper there. Matter of fact, this plant has about 3 or 4 bell peppers. Oh, one fell off. So guess I'll put it in the pack of harvested stuff. And this is the one patch that produced all the peppers. This first long row, poblano peppers, and they're still growing. Second row, jalapeno peppers. I'm going to pick this one. I think it's ready. And there's another one too. So hopefully I have plenty. And there's 3 of those. And then these are the long cayenne peppers. And this plant is full of cayenne peppers also. So garden's going on pretty good. This is a bed I planted with squash, still going good. And you can see down there's a tiny squash right on that side. And there's a tiny squash on that side also. These big cherry tomatoes, I forget what brand they are. I'm waiting for them to ripen, and they haven't ripened as of yet. One of the squirrels broke my branch right here, and I thought that the tomatoes may start to die, but it appears that they aren't dying yet. So they're looking good. Another tomato plant. And then over here are some of my bigger tomatoes. You can see that one. Don't let them pull it. And then there's a big one right there, a large one right there. And I got a wide variety of tomatoes this year. I got the big ones. I got the big ones. I got the small ones. So pretty much a dare I say plethora of tomatoes. And another squash plant. And the squash is doing good this year. And this one has a squash down here. This squash plant has a squash down here that should be ready to pick within a day or 2. This one has several squashes in it that should be ready. Now here are my newest acquisitions over here. This is a habanero plant, and I'm waiting for it to start producing. This right here is a red ghost pepper plant. Now this one is 2 to 10 times hotter than a habanero, and a habanero is 2 to 10 times hotter than a jalapeno. So you can imagine how hot they are. My Scotch bonnet is starting to have peppers on it. I'm kind of scared to touch these because these are as hot as jalapenos are. No, as hot as habanero. They're 10 times hotter than the jalapenos are. Now I'm going to use the Scotch bonnet, and I got 2 of those to make Jamaican chicken, because jerk chicken rather, because this is the type of peppers that they use for jerk chicken. Second harvest of onions, plenty of those. And then here is a large bell pepper right here. More banana peppers. I'm not going to pick them, let them grow longer. Another beautiful eggplant. Not quite ready for prime time yet, but it's getting there. More banana peppers. And these are, they call them Cajun or Creole bell peppers. Which one? I think it's Creole bell peppers. Cajun bell. Cajun bell peppers. And you can see this thing is bristling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and about 7 or 8 on it. Something else I need to harvest right here. This is Okinawa spinach. And it's grown well in this pot for the last couple of years. And it is edible. And when you cook it, it tastes just like regular spinach. And the good thing about it, you can take the stem, after you finish picking it, cut the stem off, and put the stem in some water, and it will start producing another Okinawa spinach. Or you can, believe it or not, just stick it in the ground. Just stick it in the dirt, in a raised bed container, and it will go ahead and start producing it. And that's what I did with this one. I just stuck some stems in the dirt, and this has become my most prolific producer. Plenty of tomatoes on here. This is my zucchini right here. It's done well. I decided I try to plant some okra here. I think it's a bad choice because the zucchini is taking over the okra. So I planted some more okra elsewhere where it won't be disturbed at. And I think there's another small zucchini down here that's not ready yet, but it's coming up. Then over here, another squash in this squash bed and another one over there. What I'm disappointed in so far are my cucumbers. They're growing tall. I see little bitty cucumbers, but I don't think it's being pollinated enough to really do anything. So, but I'll wait and see. Wait, what is this? I didn't see this. Can y'all see that? This is long cucumbers, and yep, there is a cucumber there. So we have a new discovery here, people. But I planted more smaller than regular pickling cucumbers down here also. They should be producing later on this year, but they aren't nowhere close to doing anything right now. And last thing I'm going to show you, I promise. Eggplant. All those blossoms are going to be potential eggplants. In addition to the ones that are already here and that are little but haven't produced yet. Like that one, not quite ready. Two brand new ones starting off there. Another one right there. And get this leaf out the way. There's one right there. And there's one right there. And you see, and then I think there's one over here also. And if I can see, you can't see, but there's a bee in here that's pollinating. Kind of hard to follow him because I can't follow him. I'm gonna leave him alone in peace. Another eggplant right there. Another eggplant right there. And one at the bottom here would seem to be damaged. But all in all, good eggplants. So that's my garden update for today. And I'll let you all have a nice Friday. Have a nice Friday. Have a nice weekend. I'm glad that the state of Louisiana started to loosen its restrictions. So Tuesday, I'm going to go to the barber and get myself a haircut and a shave. So the next time you see me, I'll be looking a whole lot better than what I look now. But anyway, have a nice weekend. Bye.